Which room did you say she exited?
She exited this room when Gretchen and Hansel's room is this one.
Okay.
Hansel.
Um,
Hansel.
whose
Oops.
whose room is that though?
And now she's on the main deck.
Yeah, she's on the main deck now. Let me remember whose room it
I
was.
believe I
want to
searched
say,
all of them at one point.
yeah,
Anyway.
you searched them all, but there was nothing in them. I want to say that was Boris's room. It's
Okay.
either No, it's Billy's room. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna double check it real quick, and then I'm gonna listen outside the door. Just
Yeah,
make sure that there's not anything new in here after
yeah,
Gilly leaves it.
yeah. Definitely roll an investigation. Nice. So you notice like every spick of difference, and you notice that she was under the bed, kind of looking for stuff as things are tousled about, and you see one little floorboard up, and you see a piece of cloth with blood on it. Not a lot of blood, but enough on it. And you notice it's wet, but not the blood is wet, just the cloth itself.
Um, do I think that Gilly left this in here, or do I think it was here before?
You think she may have found it, and from how wet it is, it feels like it was just licked, almost.
Okay. Suspicious. What else is
I
under
can
that
smell the spit
floorboard?
on the blood.
Nothing. That was it. That was in the floorboard.
Why would you hide a cloth on the under the floorboard when you have the whole ship to throw something over the side? But okay. I guess. Does it look very reminiscent to the cloths that Haribo had showed me earlier?
No, since Harbo ripped up his own clothes.
Oh, right. There it is. Does it match like any of the clothes of the captain or the of Victoria?
Not that you see her wearing, or him.
Well, I don't
Just a
want to
plain
taste
white shirt.
it. I guess can I ask? Can I divine what the source of this blood, whose blood this is, in a similar way that I did previously?
I mean, you weren't able to really discern before,
Okay,
except for
fine,
where
fine,
it
fine.
came from. But
I
yeah,
discerned this blood was at some point inside of a person.
yeah, you know it's blood.
All right, I'm gonna listen at the door then. That's my next step.
All right. Yep. So as you take a listen, if you want to do a perception check.
Jesus.
You hear steps, and but maybe some like but that's about it.
We're so successful today.
Perhaps if I enhance my ability to perceive via listening, I could get another try.
Miles, listen? No.
Ah,
No.
Not at all.
all right. Yeah, you can
Wait,
definitely go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna increase my. I believe this is. Right, this gives me the.
But maybe if he listens in his own voice. Like he just perceives everyone here.
Yeah,
I think it only
so it
does
could be the owl's
Constitution.
wisdom,
Okay, yeah.
right? Because I need a higher wisdom here so that I get
Yeah.
that better.
Yeah.
Which will give me advantage on, and then I can try again. Okay. Let's try it again.
That's much
Wow.
better.
Oh
And
boy.
so you are listening, and you hear Gretchen saying to him, "What were they asking you?" And he's like, "Darling, it was about Victoria, of course." And he goes, and she's like, "You were acting so strange with her. What was going on with you two? You left to go get drinks with her, and then you're down there for almost an hour, and then you come back up, and it's just you. What
Oh.
happened to her? You were one of the last ones to see her." And he's like, honey, no. I went to go get drinks down with her, spoke to Gretchen, or not Gretchen, I'm sorry, that's you. Spoke to Gwen, and then I came up and had dinner with you. And and then you just kind of hear her go, whatever. And she starts getting ready for bed as you hear the bed squeak.
Okay. And that pretty much matches the timeline that he gave at me anyway. Can I roll like insight to determine if if I catch traces of him lying in the way he speaks?
You definitely should have done that when you were talking to him.
But can I do it now?
I mean, you can, because there was a discrepancy in the timeline.
Now I do get advantage on this because owls. Yeah, the same reason I got to roll perception.
Yeah. Yeah, so you realize from what he told you, he last saw her at 4, and he says he went to go get drinks and then come back up with his wife. But he never said, he said the last time he saw her was when he went to go get drinks, but that would have been at 4 p.m. But from what the wife just said was you were down there for at least an hour with her.
Right.
Which means the last time he would have seen her is
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's as late as she could have been alive.
Maybe.
Allegedly. Well, she had to have died sometime long enough for her body to cool and rigor mortis to set in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess for now that's fine. I'll keep concentrating on my owls.
All right,
Wisdom.
Zeminiar Winslow, what are you guys doing?
I walk into the room and immediately go, "Hey, is Sarah in here?"
And this lady right here in the blue kind of looks over at you and goes, "What do you need?" As she like eyes you up and down.
Oh, maybe something to do about that look a little later. But first, I gotta ask you a couple of questions, just to help us out a little.
Mm-hmm.
Did Victoria? I keep hearing all around the ship that Victoria didn't really spend a lot of time in her room, right?
Correct.
And you guys showed me them.
Yeah.
So, with you guys sharing a room, but not really sharing a room, I gotta ask. Have you ever walked in on her putting something away? Or has she ever walked in on you putting something away?
No.
Why don't you
I never really saw her anyways. I was usually working. We worked opposite shifts.
So if something crazy were to be found in your room, it would most certainly be yours, right?
No.
Especially
Seeing
if it
I've
was
been
handled
on...
recently.
No. If she put anything in there and under her bed, that's her business, not mine.
I see. Is there anyone that didn't like either of you?
Either of us?
Yeah.
No. We're kind of favorites around on this ship. We're eye candy, don't you see?
Yes, I can.
Good.
do I hear this account?
You are right down the hall, so yeah, you are kind of hearing things.
And
She's not being quiet,
have
quiet,
improved
but
my sense of hearing. So, okay. I am just caught off guard that it didn't seem like Ziminar had pointed out which bed we were searching, and she's very quick to point out that it was the other bed, you know? It wasn't under her bed, it was under...
Victoria.
I wasn't gonna ask that exactly, but the next thing I was gonna ask is, how do you know about the compartment underneath her bed?
maybe some coin will jog my memory.
How much you asking for?
10?
Enough for a night or two.
In the first night or two. Oh god, she's cheap. No. um, 10 gold it is. As long as we do good, I'll be replacing it soon, anyways.
Hopefully. No.
All right.
She always was
I just dropped the gold.
Yep, and so she puts it in her little side pouch and she goes, "Fantastic." Needless to say, I may or may not have seen her possibly putting her axe a lot under her bed, and then I'd always hear a little click of like a floorboard sitting in, so I figured she was putting something under there. I just never knew what, nor did I care the look.
When's the last time you heard her bring the axe in?
Goodness. I don't think I heard it at all today. From what it seemed like when I saw her a lot, just walking back and forth, a lot of people tend to have that axe today. Billy, didn't you have the axe at some point? And he's just kind of sitting there thinking, and he's like, "I don't think I did." "Wilbert?" And Wilbert's sitting there. He's like, "No, I never had the axe either." Well, these are the only three I really
So
saw all
only-
day.
So as far as I know, only her and the blacksmith had the axe. And I think that's all I know.
What do you know
anything else
about-
Oh, go on, Winslow.
What do you know about Victoria and Hansel?
Now that's
Do you
a
know
clever
anything
story.
about Hansel?
Besides that, that man's a sleaze.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But-
have you looked at him?
He's certainly not faithful to his wife. I was eye candy for a minute, but Victoria was easier and cheaper. Gretchen was starting to catch on, I feel like, though. Anytime she sent Victoria down here, Hansel, or down to the cargo deck, he would always be following behind her like a puppy dog. I think she started
Do you
catching
know how
on.
the captain felt? Do you know how the captain felt about Victoria, or how Victoria may have felt about the captain?
I didn't really ever talk to her about the captain, I don't think. But overall, I think their thing was more so convenience. AKA anytime Hansel didn't want to be with her and Gretchen wasn't off doing whatever she was doing, whatever nights she was unavailable, you know. You put two and two together, she
What are your
needed
thoughts?
another room to stay in, so.
So 2 questions then. Well, I guess the one could just be nymphomania, but why didn't she want to sleep in the same room with you? And I guess the other question is, what are your thoughts on the captain?
Depends what I was doing that night. And captain-wise, he was a good captain. He paid well and always had jobs coming in. So, no complaints there.
Now, when you say that, my purse feels like it might get lighter. But we have to focus. I have to focus. Winslow has to focus.
Focus.
As Winslow said nothing of the sort. Like, so, Victoria, Hansel, and Gretchen all might have a reason to want to hurt each other.
Well,
Kind of.
Victoria's dead, so she can't really
Yeah,
hurt
but-
that many people.
Her
Yeah, but she
memory
hurt
still
someone
cares.
enough. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I feel like if anyone wanted to do it, it'd probably be Jones.
What about
Eh.
Jones?
And Billy nods as well, and Wilbert is just kind of sitting there, like, almost oblivious, but just kind of like, yeah, okay. Hmm. See, I heard rumor. They never really got together, but I heard Jones may or may not have had a major, I don't want to say love, but love for Victoria. And he may or may not have been jealous that she was just about with everyone.
Hmm. Well, man, now I'm really trying to figure out who wanted to use the poison in her room. Says that
Poison?
completely out loud.
That's what was under the bed?
Yep,
Hmm.
you were sleeping
Interesting.
next to some pretty corrosive stuff.
Maybe she used it for
So,
protection.
anybody on? Could be, but you know, it's pretty damn good poison. Is there anyone on the boat besides you and her that could afford this?
No.
So only you two, huh?
Well, only her, really. And then there's Gretchen and Hansel, who's loaded out the ass. And the captain was loaded, obviously. We just earned our wage and got out.
So the poison's obviously either Victoria's or the other two, because nobody else would be able to afford this bottle. Pulls it out for no reason.
As all of them are
Friends
just
with
kind of
them.
like, hmm.
Man, I think every last one of you might be innocent. Except for maybe him, who points at the guy who's been out of it the whole time.
And
Wilbur.
Wilbur just kind of sits there and goes, no, 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 no. From 6 a.m. to 11, I was on the upper deck. I then went down to speak to Gwen right before lunch. I saw Victoria leave right when I got there. Then I believe I started working down on the lower deck, down here in the cargo area, cleaning and such. I then had to go fix the toilets around 3. And then I went to go talk to Boris. And then I think I saw Sally go down to the cargo around 6 or so. And then I was taking a nap from 7 until you guys woke me up.
So Sally around 6. Got it. Pretty sure that's a time I was supposed to remember. But I'm sorry to mess with you like that, Wilbert. I honestly don't even know if you could hurt a fly over there.
Oh, I could. As you then, like, look down and you realize this man has, like, dual swords at his hip. He's like, I could, I just choose not to.
Fair enough. And yeah, you're definitely innocent though. If you would have killed, I don't think they would have been found. Oh. Gives him finger guns and slowly walks away. Sorry. if I-
Winslow, do you have anything you'd like to ask?